that you've always had about the comp plan now. I'm such a visual person. When I see, like, okay, that's a person. That actually is what that means. It just helps me so much. Kyle and Joey, thank you so much. He's the best of the best when it comes to training on that. Okay, I'm out of breath just from walking up on the stage. The heck, man. All right, so I'm just going to be up for a little bit, but I want to kind of frame today. I talked about it a little bit earlier when we first opened session, but I want you to put your recruiting brains on. So when you see people that are successful in this industry, in Mon 8 particularly, Julie Stevens, we got Kendall Wood, we got so many, very top leaders here. And it's not luck, and it's not that, they just had all of these people just magically come to them. It's not just something that happens. It is a skill. So when you hear people say, if I can do this, you can do this, and I've heard the reply, whatever, I'm just not that kind of a person. But we have a lot of different personality types that are very successful in this business. And so it really is for anyone. But you have to develop your skills first, right? So recruiting is a skill. It's not an ability, it's a skill. And a skill can be learned. So today we are going to educate you on the skills that it takes to recruit. So this morning, after, I'm just talking about this, when I bring on a new market partner, one of the first things I say, our job is to sponsor new customers and business partners. Those are the two most important things you will do to your business to grow. You want an organization like Kyle just lined out here, and you want to make 6 figures or 7 figures or 8 figures, you have to develop your recruiting skills, and you have to be able to duplicate that to your team. It's not just something you can do on your own. So, recruiting is the lifeblood of our business. Write that down. Recruiting is the lifeblood of our business. Without recruiting, you will not grow an organization big enough to pay you a 6-figure income. Without recruiting, you will not be able to sustain a 6-figure business, because you don't just recruit once and you're done. Just like if you had a job at Walmart. You don't go in and work one day and then you're done and you earn money for the rest of your life. And I think sometimes there's a misconception about that. People think, I'm going to get in, I'm going to build this big team. I did it. I have arrived. I'm earning 6 figures. I got this. You can't stop. You hear the term management mode. People sometimes have some success and then they get into management mode. And management mode is basically death. And why is that? Because something Eric Worre, a really good friend of mine, told me one time. He said, your job in this business is to build and rebuild, and build and rebuild, and build and rebuild. When Walmart, sees a customer walk out the door and they just spent $1,000, thank you so much. Come back. They're done. They immediately are looking for the next customer. You are never done. You are always looking for your next customer. You are always looking for your next market partner. I'm a senior executive director. I still recruit every single month. You have to, because people come and go. And that's what Eric Worre meant when he told me that. People come and go. Some people hang around for 7 years. Some people come for a month or 2 and then they're done, right? And so you constantly have to be welcoming in your next person. So if you find yourself stagnant in your business, if you've had leaders that walked away, Kyle talked about that. If you've got leaders that have walked away or people that have left the business, you still have to continue to recruit to make up the difference, right? So every single day, your number one job is recruiting. And that's what today is about. We're gonna spend the rest of the morning session on specifically recruiting. So the next question that I get asked, where do I find people? I don't know anyone. You ever heard that? I don't know anybody. I have a very small network. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I live in the middle of nowhere. And 20 years ago, that might have been the kiss of death, not having a big network, not living in a very remote area. But we have social media now. and you have the world at your fingertips. So there are 4 places that we find our recruits. And I always say, it's kind of like a kitchen table. You got 4 legs. You take away 1 leg, you got an uneven table. You take away 1 leg or 2 legs, and you're leaving money on the table. Senior Luis told me that one time. You're just leaving money on the table, and somebody else will come grab it up. So 4 places that we find our recruits. Number 1, our hot and warm market. Write it down. I want you to put columns. Hot and warm market, number 1. This is where we all start. The first person I called was my sister. The second person I called was Susan. The third person I called was Sasha McCracken. The 4th person I reached out to was Julie Stevens. This is 10 minutes after I signed up with Lonnie. So that's your hot and warm market. You know them, they know you. These are friends and family. These are people you went to school with. Do they know your name? Do they know who you are? They go on your hot and warm market list. And so I always tell my new prospects, we're going to start with your hot 25. Your top 25 people that you want to reach out to first. It may be that you're thinking about them for the product. It may be that you're thinking about them just for the opportunity, but it doesn't matter. Everybody goes on the list. So that's where we start. The second place that we find prospects is social media. This is our number 1 platform for recruiting because we have the world at our fingertips and because it is an unending supply of new prospects. Tomorrow, the entire day is devoted to social media. So we're not going to dig super deep into that today, but that is our number 1 place to find new recruits. Number 3, I call it face-to-face. This is everywhere you go. People have hair, they have skin, they need money, you can talk to them. Every person on the planet uses one of our products or more. So if someone tells me I can't find anyone, you're full of it. They're everywhere. The question isn't, can I find people? The question is, are you willing to talk to them? The question is, are you willing to step out of your comfort zone and network and invite? Number four, networking and events. This is a very important category, and I think it's one that people leave off a lot. I live in the middle of nowhere. I am a stay-at-home mom. My network is from California. I was born and raised in California. I transplanted to Oklahoma when I married an Okie. So I didn't have a network here. So I could have used that excuse, but it's not an excuse because now in this day and age, we have access to pretty much everybody on the planet, right? So those are the 4 places that we find people to recruit and to bring into our business. So the saying goes, the average person has 200 people at their funeral. You know at least 200 people on average. So the question is not, again, I'll repeat it, the question is not, do I have people that I can talk to? The question is, are you willing to step outside of your comfort zone? Because I love what Kyle brought up about the comp plan. You're 1 person away, 1 yes away from a completely different life. What if the next person you met is the next $1 million earner? If we could know that, if we had a time machine and we could jump forward a year and we would know who was going to be a hit or a miss, I mean, that would be great, but we don't have that. You don't know. So you have to get your ask in gear and you have to start inviting. I love that. It's almost cussing, but not quite. You have to get your ask in gear. And again, this is another thing that Eric Worre said, and there's so many quotes and things that you can say. The truth is we have to get out of our own dang way, right? We are the one that get in the way of truly recruiting people. And fear is the main reason. Fear. They're going to think I'm yucky. They're going to think I'm weird. They're going to think I'm one of those network marketing crazy people. What are they going to think? It's always based on what is everyone else going to think. But Eric Worre told me this, and he said, somebody out there is praying for the opportunity that you have right now. And we aren't Jesus, so we don't know who they are. It just means we have to ask everyone. Everyone goes on the list. We talk to everyone. An open mouth is an open business. We have to be willing to step out of our comfort zone and invite. That's what makes the difference. The difference between a new market partner and myself, or Kyle and Joey, or Julie Stevens, or Kendall Weldon, we've heard more no's than you. This is a business of no's. You're going to get more no's than you get yeses. But Kyle demonstrated how profound and amazing a few yeses can bring into your business. So I want you to open your minds. I want you to really develop your skills today, because we've lined up some incredible trainers that are some of our top recruiters in the company to talk to you about these different platforms and where you find people and how you talk to them. And then we're going to talk about how you close them. We can bring people into our network, but are we closing them? Or are we afraid to just ask the question? Are you ready? Let's do this. It's time. Let's go. So we're going to get rid of the fear today. We're going to develop our skills, and we're going to learn how to recruit. And then in the afternoon, we're going to talk about how to onboard, and we're going to talk about building our business beyond just recruiting. So it's going to be an incredible day. Get ready. Let's flex our networking muscles and get your minds open for what is about to come, guys, because it's about to get crazy.